Hello, everybody, and welcome to Horizon Overwatch Scrim Night. That's it. We're back at it once again. This is the hype week leading up to our very exciting Horizon Community Cup, which is coming up this weekend. It's a 64-team tournament that is going to be run both on Saturday and Sunday. And two of the teams that you're looking at right now coming into the practice scrim for tonight will be in that tournament. So this is a great chance to see, what these teams excel at, get a little bit of an idea of what they can, what you should expect for them to bring on the tournament. And of course, just to get you hyped up, my name is Argander, and with me, as always, is my good friend Dancer.
What is up? Day 4 of Hype Week. We're getting closer. I'm getting more nervous and filled with anticipation with every passing day. But this is going to be another good one. We got two amazing teams. We got Voltic and we got AlphaSky. These teams are 4.3, 4.4K. But not only that, they are tested, tried, and true. So these guys play as a team amazing together. And I could not be more excited for this scrim coming up.
I'm with you, Dancer. I'm super excited, and I do want to give everybody the rundown of what to be expecting tonight. Let's take a look over at AlphaSky first. AlphaSky is a 4350 average SR team. These guys are some of the best of the best. Let me just introduce you to a few of their players. Let's starting off with the support. We've got Zaf and Jax, two fantastic support players. Looking over in the tank slot, you're going to be watching out for Idoops, who is actually Spooty, and Mixo, two fantastic tank players. Very, very excited to see them working in tandem. And then, of course, let's round it out with the DPS players, which is going to be Pixel and Unexpected. So, AlphaSky is definitely stacked. And interestingly enough, our first map of the day is going to be Hanamura, and that is one of their best maps. So this should be some fireworks right from the beginning. Taking a look at the other side of the field, we've got Voltic Esports, another super duper high level team. We've got 4,300 average SR, and let's meet the players. Starting off with the support, we've got Liar and Angelic, both support players. The two tanks for Voltic Esports are going to be Jolf and Sola. And then finally rounding it out with the DPS picks are going to be Yankee Wolf and Big Al. Now that's just, the 2-2-2, kind of what you should expect. But, Dancer, we've been looking at this new meta. We know we're going to see a lot of 3-2-1s.
Yeah, I think the triple support is super meta, so strong. But Brigitte is played so differently than every other support, and you're going to have either your off tank or your DPS flexing onto it, so should not be a problem. These supports will stay in their comfort zones and do what they do best. The Zen will stay fragging, and these Lucios are going to be speed boosting, booping, and peeling. This meta didn't do too much for the supports, just made everything a little bit more viable. But yeah, this is gonna be a big one. And like you said, first map going to Hanamura, which does happen to be one of AlphaSky's favorite maps. And I couldn't help but notice that that AlphaSky actually was running Zaf had their favorite hero as Anna, and I feel like one of the best parts about Hanamura is Anna's always been meta here, so maybe that's a partial reason of why Hanamura is one of their stronger maps. You have Zaf, who prefers the Anna. You aren't really able to play it anywhere else, but you are able to play it here on Hanamura. Always been meta, always been able to do whatever you want, and I think now he's just debating me with that Reinhardt pick. I hope that's not what he's going to be going with.
You know what? With players this high in their skill level, you really they can pick anything. They have a good understanding, especially Ana players. The interesting thing about a good Ana player is she has vision over the field and she watches what the rest of her team is doing while she supports them. So people who are good at Ana can typically pick up other heroes, even other classes, very easily because they know what the correct tank play should look like, especially when they're screaming at their screen when they're dealing with a bad tank player.
Yeah, that's for sure. Zaf, I think defaulting, looks like he caved. He got onto that Zenyatta, so we're gonna be seeing the Zenyatta there. Instead of the pick that he wants, the Anna, but I think that's because it looks like Alpha's gonna be starting here. And they're gonna be starting on the offense. So Anna typically played on the defense here, not as much value with that anti-heal on the defense or on the offensive side. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it is going to be, you know, Hanamura, we typically like to start with, I feel like we usually start with escort maps. I'm very, very interested to see how we do starting on a 2CP map. Can be some of the most exciting gameplay that you've ever seen in your life, and can also be very frustrating depending on what perspective you're bringing to the field. I mean, when you're attacking here and you get 2CP'd out of existence, that's definitely never going to feel good. But with teams this great, I don't expect to see too much of that unless we see just a really, really high level defense. And again, that's equally possible. That's what's so exciting about these high level scrims. So taking a look at the defense here, not really that surprising. We've got 3 supports, 2 tanks, and a Hanzo. That 3-2-1 that we were expecting, it looks like we are going to see that. And coming in on the attack here, still a little bit of room to switch up, but it looks like they're going to be going with the 3-2-1 as well, with the Hanzo unexpected, maybe thinking to expect a Hanzo on the other side. Probably wants to get an early kill in here, but the doors are opening, and let's see what Voltic has for the defense.
And I think this is really going to be about the Hanzo duel on that top left perch. Who can get the reses off if the Hanzos die? Who can take that high ground and get damage around the shield? Because that high ground is going to allow you to just sort of hit in behind the shield and ignore the shield battle.
All right, so we've got some parting shots coming in from both sides here. 1 kill coming in. This is heavily favored on the side of the attack because the respawn is so close. And then, of course, the res comes back in. So this looks like it's about even. And unfortunately, a pause has been called. I think somebody's having some issues with their computer. We did have a DC there just as we were getting started. Unlucky.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be any scrims unless this is what we had to do. Have to call the pause so early. But I mean, that's what we do here in the NA. It's our habit. It might not be the best thing to be a habit of, but I mean, you gotta get used to it. It's just what happens here. A DC is a DC. Hopefully he's not tilting or anything, but we'll try and get this scrim back on the trail as soon as we get our off tank back in here.
All right, and just really considering, you know, we already talked about, we talked a little bit about AlphaSky feeling very confident on Hanamura. Both of these teams are incredibly competent with the dive, but again, this is not necessarily going to be the best meta to be running that dive in. So the question is, which one of these teams has felt more confident with the transition going from the dive into the 3-2-1? And the reason you don't really want to run dive here, Dancer, or I mean, the reason you don't really want to run dive too much at all is diving into the enemy team's Brigitte. I mean, we saw it work. That felt like a fluke accident back on Tuesday. But diving in when there's triple support with the Brigitte, it typically doesn't work out the way you hope it would.
Especially with this new Hanzo being meta and he's being played, he can just alternate so easily from being a sniper backline harasser, and then he alternates to being this sort of frontline bully, sits right on the shield and just pounds his E right into the enemy. So he can do a little bit of everything, which helps the rotation and really hurts dive, because you try to dive this Hanzo, he just jumps into his team. Like you said, you're going to have that CC, that massive amount of help, the peel. You know, all Hanzo has to do is hit spacebar. He jumps into his team, he hits E, and now he can do incredible amounts of damage, and he's going to be unkillable behind his Reinhardt, his Zarya, and of course that brand new Brigitte.
Well, let's see if the plan is exactly that. We've got Sola back in the game. Looks like the teams are ready. Pause will be coming out in just a couple of seconds here. This is a little bit scary, though. Take a look at Zaf getting that pick onto Yankee Wolf. Remember, Yankee is on defense here, so there's no Hanzo that's able to contest unexpected. He's going to have pretty much free reign if he does choose to take that top left high ground. And now we've got the attack coming in right away from AlphaSky. They see the opportunity, they're going to take it.
Yeah, that Brigitte's not on the front line, so you can kind of walk in and bully Ryan, which is what we see Mixo really making a massive advantage here, walking in and just taking control of the front line.
Yeah, there was really no way, I don't want to say no way at all, but remember, Sola had DC there, so was still in spawn, picking a hero. Yankee had just gotten picked off, very unlucky, but the point A is capped for the side of AlphaSky. And taking a look at their ultimate charge here, I mean, it looks like we might be seeing a Graviton Surge with the Dragon combo coming out very, very quickly from AlphaSky.
Yeah, Unexpected is going to be holding his Dragon, waiting for the Zarya ult. It's 83 on the side of Spoody, so very, very soon. But look who already has it up. Yankee and Big Al. Oh, and this is all but over.
And the Graviton Surge comes in. Voltic Esports is showing off that they're going to be the ones to take this very first fight onto point B, and they do. Yankee getting the 2K, and that's all thanks to Big Al dropping the Graviton Surge in the perfect spot.
Yeah, what a great position. The whole team's holding on high ground. They think they just scout out the Hanzo, but they don't know that Big Al's hiding right around that corner. The call comes out, and he trusts his team to hit the big Grav. So a lot of patience there. That's hard to be the Zarya, turn a corner, and you don't know if you're hitting a big Grav. Your team tells you to do it, and you just gotta kind of be obedient.
Wow, a headshot across the map on a Pixel. Although he was picked up by Jax with the Resurrect, that means there's no Resurrect coming in here, and I do believe we're going to see another Graviton Surge coming the other way, but Liar has his Transcendence ready right now. I think the Shadow came in first, though. It might not even matter, and expect getting the first kill. Now Zap coming in with the second. Graviton Surge not going to get a whole lot of value. Oh no, it is! It looks like Unexpected getting 2 kills right there. The Transcendence was not in place. It is on point right now, but nobody else needs healing on point. That's not really going to help.
And now the support ult's being forced. 0 value because there's no team to heal. Oh, and this is looking really, really bad. The attack looking great, though, on the side of AlphaSky.
Look at this positioning for Zap right here. The Zenyatta on the high ground. You know, that's scary enough with just a regular Zenyatta, but Zap is an incredible Zenyatta. Having him uncontested on the high ground, discording these tanks. I mean, this is very frightening. Tracer, I don't know if you're going to win this 1v1. He's getting healed.
Yeah, really, really rough. And you force the resources to come up there. You know that, if Zap stays alive, the discords are going to keep coming out. It's going to be really, really hard to deal with everything that's going on. And so they just can't do anything. They have to send the Tracer up there. Now Tracer, who's one of the best stallers, can't stall point like she's supposed to. So having Zap up there, even if he's doing absolutely nothing, will just basically force one character to go up there and try and knock him off. Really smart positioning there. Same place you have a soldier if you're running a soldier or McCree.
Yeah, and just like you said, there was an answer for Zap on the high ground, but unfortunately it came in a little bit too late. And really, I'm curious to see what's the response that's going to come out here, because that was, I mean, point A, we kind of know what happened there. There was the very unlucky DC. Yankee got taken out early in the fight. There was essentially nothing you could do to stop point A, but it did look like there was some life that was brought into point B with that Graviton Dragon combo. But, we saw what happened after that. The reverse Graviton came in on the next push, and then the point was capped. So fantastic time brought in. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. That is a ton of time in the time bank.
And here's the thing, too, though. Because you used that first ult, all you had left, really, was Jolt's, his hammer down, trying to get it in the back line. But the thing was, on approach, Pixel had popped his ult, given everyone armor. So even the pin isn't able to instant kill any of the heroes. It only does 300 damage. Everyone now has 350 health because of Pixel. So he gets that hammer down. He pins a support. I forget if it was Jax or Zap, but he does pin one of them. But they have that armor. They stay up. They get peeled for, and it has no value. So really unfortunate there. Jolf playing it right, hit the back line with a hammer down, but they couldn't follow up because that high armor from Pixel. So really unfortunate. That's all they had to work with. They hit it. They just couldn't make it work.
And it looks like Voltic Esports is opening up with the 3-2-1, and we're seeing that on defense as well for AlphaSky. See, Unexpected is not having a Hanzo duel this time. He is being left alone in the background, and that is not what you want to let happen with Unexpected. I mean, just take a look at how much damage he's doing. That Reinhardt shield was gone almost immediately. Without that Reinhardt shield, I mean, there's no push available for you. And Unexpected, you have to find some way to respond, because he's 70% to Dragon off of that very first fight, which took about 10 seconds once it actually opened up.
Yeah, this Dragon gonna be one of the first ults up in the game. Already 93% after that nice headshot on Hog. And this shield's deleted. His health is always half, his shield's always half.
Very, very smart Dragon there, getting it inside and getting 2 kills. He's rewarded with that great positioning. Sola's going to be tossed off, but that doesn't really matter too much here. Voltic has no chance of taking this point. This is going to be a full reset.
And that's so rough. You get the Lucio. Your only job with Lucio there is to speed onto point, but Unexpected puts the Dragon there. You use the speed boost, and now you're caught out in courtyard, out of position, even though you have the Lucio. It's unfortunate, because if you speed boost onto point, you're taking that damage from the Dragon. So really smart zoning ult there. Using the Dragon does get kills, but more importantly, gets so much value outside of that.
Hyper aggro shatter that came in from Yolf, trying to get the kills in before they can even take the push. Does get one kill onto Sola. Even if he trades for that, it's probably going to be enough. Yeah, and it looks like this is going to be a dead push for Voltic Esports. I really want you to take a look over at Yankee Wolf, though. Notice that change onto the Hanzo. I wonder why that could be, Dancer.
I mean, it's got to be rough to deal with Expected. He's not even trying to contest that high ground because there's nothing to duel with him. Eventually, now that Yankee Wolf knows he can take that high ground for free, he might be able to do a little bit of something here, but Unexpected is really doing the work. This is really, really rough to run into.
Graviton Surge does come in here for Voltic. Are they going to be able to capitalize on it? Not very well, because the Transcendence coming in from the defensive side. Alpha completely nullifying that Graviton Surge. And this is really unexpected, to say the least. I mean, look at all these kills that are coming in, and now we've got Yankee popping off, but it might not be enough this late into the fight.
Well, these picks, I mean, 2 came in, so Angelic isn't going to be in it. If there's no more deaths, they can't just get that soft reset, but it looks like Moira's caught outside. That's really unfortunate. So they will have the full regroup, and they will have to take this 6v6 again.
Now, but we're in a position for Voltic Esports where this is their best chance to win this next fight. They've got Zarya with, you know, above 80 energy. That's fantastic. 4 ultimates on your side, including 2 healer ultimates. So if they're going to take a fight, if they're going to win, it's going to be right now, and it looks like they're starting off strong. Yankee throwing in the dragon, trying to get the zoning hold in there. No kills are coming in yet. Oh, here comes the first one from Liar with the Coalescence. Very, very smart to open up with that, boxing the enemy team out and getting a kill in the process.
Now there's no shield. Yankee's just going to be pounding into the tanks, into the back line. Nothing to stop him, but the res came through.
What a giant Earth Shatter coming in from Mixzone. Who would have seen that coming?
I certainly didn't, and I maybe should have. Wow, what a recovery. Mixo gets res in the back line. He did get caught off initially by that dragon, which zoned him off and away from his team. Easy to pick, but then later gets res. No one even notices. Just gets a free shatter. I think a 4 or 5 minute shatter to clean it up and win back the point. 2 ticks given, but only 15 seconds here to try and get this last tick or engage overtime.
Yeah, nightmare scenario coming in for Voltic. They have no ultimates coming in online. Oh, Yolf just got his, so if there's a huge shatter here, they have a chance, but without a giant shatter, this is going to be very tough. Dragons coming in, just zoning the enemy team out, hoping they don't touch, but overtime is proc. Interesting shatter. I love that, popping out from behind the corner. Slightly unlucky because nobody was there except for the Zarya, and of course she's not going to die. She's got a rally on her, and she's also got Jax keeping the entire team up. What a hole.
I am impressed by that shatter on Yolf, though, because you have to know the character really well. I mean, the Earth Shatter got nerfed a while ago, and it doesn't climb ledges as well as it used to. So being able to do something like that, to hit a ledge and actually fully get that Earth Shatter off, that's impressive. It's not easy to do. You got to know your character really well.
Take a look at this zoning ult, and that's really all it was. He was just attempting to block off the enemy team, or at the very least split up the enemy team, but ended up getting 2 kills as a result of it with the parting headshot onto the Roadhog. What a fantastic performance coming out there. Full hold defense. I mean, and it's not like they didn't earn it. That was a hard-fought fight, but really, really fantastic defense there.
Yeah, completely good defense there. Something you almost never actually get to see. Really, really strong showing there. I'm just really surprised by that one res that came on to Mixo, and Mixo gets into the backline and just decimates them. Because that was a 1 point. They already had 1-2 ticks there. And out of nowhere, they just all get shattered, all on the floor, didn't even know what happened. They thought they took care of the Reinhardt, but they didn't know that secretly behind them, Jax had rezzed him, and now he is in a position to make a play change.
Yeah, what a fantastic run that we saw. A little bit goofy of the way that Hanamura started out there with, you know, we had that DC, but man, there's nothing you can really say about that defense there. The second point, I'm sorry, the second rotation defense that came out of AlphaSky was just really unstoppable, and it came off the back of Unexpected. You know, not only was he able to pump out just a ton of damage, he had that really, really smart dragon that came out, but you mentioned it when it was happening. The enemy team's Reinhardt, Yolf was walking in with a 500 HP shield. That can't happen if you're Reinhardt there, and it's not like he was doing too much wrong. He had to shield his team from the damage, but Hanzo was able to pump out so much damage. So if you're a Reinhardt walking in with a 500 health shield instead of 2,000 health, there's really not a whole lot you can do to keep your team up.
Oh no, not much at all. And those were some just amazing zoning dragons there. You're not always getting the full value out of a dragon. It takes so much setup. It takes a lot of CC. Or just a really, really big brain, but to be able to just always put it in a way like that, where you're getting immediate value out of it, that's such a big deal. So those dragon alts definitely always coming out with tons of value on both sides. So really, really excited to see even more of this. Next map has been picked. It is King's Row, and I could not be happier about it because King's Row, I mean, that's Scrim Map Central, I think. It's just not a better map.
It's just, I don't know if it's a crowd favorite, but it's certainly a favorite of mine. I know it's a favorite of yours. And I think the reason we like it so much is just, it highlights how great tanks are. It highlights the importance of having not just competent tanks. I mean, any Reinhardt can hold right click, but it really highlights, you know, the 300 IQ plays that are coming in from the tank. So you want to have your Reinhardt, you want to have your Zarya into these good positions. The most important thing is going to be both, you know, with the Reinhardt duels, you know, which Reinhardt keeps his shield alive for the longest, but then also with the Zarya duels, that's going to be another interesting thing to see here. You know, which Zarya is able to outplay the other, get the Graviton Surge a little bit faster than the other, because that's going to allow her team to snowball over and over again in each of these team fights.
Yeah, 100%. You rotate those alts, and it's a really, really big deal. And lately, we've been seeing so much commitment from alts happening because so many alts have to be paired in order to win a team fight. So, for example, what I mean is it used to be very simple. Like, in earlier days, when Mercy was the meta and there was just the big reses coming through, what you would do is you would use a Zarya alt, and then you would put dragons, and it's a win. And you win one team fight, and it's very simple. 2 alts used. But now what we're seeing is Zenyatta's being played almost all the time. So that doesn't... I think the dragons does 200 damage a second. Zenyatta does 300 healing a second. So that surplus is kind of making it so you got to use more than 2 alts to win a team fight, even if you have a big combo setup. So now you have this double alt setup. You have... more being invested, and then typically Brigitte's always popping her ult as soon as she gets it, so it's so hard to stabilize an ult economy now with this new meta because you don't have the rotation that we're used to seeing unless your Reinhardt and Zarya are doing so much work consistently. Then you have to invest 1,900 ults into every single fight, which can feel so rough.
And really, really nice by AlphaSky to help out their Zenyatta, who looked like he was meditating there, bringing him up to the fray. But now the doors have opened. Yankee almost got taken down immediately coming out of those doors, but he is alive here. And Liar is going to be the one who's trying to get his team into positions, get those discords on irrelevant targets. And this is just a moment where it's time for everybody, all right, let's group up, make sure everybody's healed up, and how are we going to attack this point? Most teams like to just walk in, take over the point, take over that space, and it looks like that's what Voltic is thinking right now, already on point.
Mixo getting blown away, these arrows being able to go in around the shield, but it looks like no value is taken. Everyone's getting healed up. And Pixel making the plays.
Pixel with the double kill shield bash from 2 different shield bashes. I mean, I don't know what's more frustrating with Brigitte on the map. Is it the fact that she can 1v1 any hero in the game, or is it the 150 HP of armor that she gives to her team with Rally? I understand that Rally's going to be, I believe it's going to be nerfed soon, but man, she is just a frustrating hero to walk into. Here comes a big bomb coming in, and that is going to get 1 kill. That's a huge kill. Mixo is out of the fight, not building his ult right now, though now the res is in, so the ult might be coming in from Mixo. He's already at 89, making it 100%. He's ready to slam down, and here it comes. What a fantastic shatter. You know, you got to give credit where credit is due. Yolf popped his shield up at the right time, but his team was not immediately behind the shield, so they were taken out very quickly. The shield was there, but unfortunately nobody was behind it. So fantastic shatter that came in from Mixo. He's feeling pretty good about himself, but here's the scary thing. Yolf is in that same position. He's ready to pop off with his hammer. The question is going to be, can Mixo stop it?
And Zaf and Pixel are actually guarding this hotel from the flanks of Hanzo from Hanzo and Junkrat really, really well, so they can't get their damage in behind the shield where they want it. They have to play the shield game, and they haven't really been able to do too much with it.
Mixo being pocketed as much as he can be. The Shatter does come in, getting one, not as much as Yolf would have liked to have seen there, but a kill does come out, make it two, coming in for Voltic. This is their best chance. If they're going to win this fight, it's got to be right now, but now the kills are coming in for the side of the defense, and this is looking like it might be a lost point here, but now we've got Liar on point, just trying to hold it as long as he can. With the right click on his Spoonie, Liar won't stop. He's got his Transcendence. We might be seeing him pop it here just to capitalize on this point. It's looking like they might not even need it though. Voltic is so aggressive, and then Mixo showing why he's the best Reinhardt in the game right now.
Wow, Mixo with the recovery, his whole team following around him. Does get the big picks, but this is still anybody's game. Not too much progress made on the point. You're gonna have a bit of time here to get back on.
Spoonie knew that tire was coming, got a whole lot of energy off of it with a giant Graviton Surge, but is the damage there to follow up? The Dragon's coming in late and unexpected, gets 3!
And Liar came in just a few seconds too late. That's so rough. You lost that ult and you lost the fight. Once again, we're in a situation where there's 2 ticks on point. You've used all your ults, but you're gonna have to win the next fight. You might get a second chance here if you swap to dive after the next team fight loss, but wow, this is gonna be a really, really rough one. With this Brigitte coming out, it's gonna be an extended fight, so I take that back. This is gonna be one fight. You win this one, or you're gonna lose it here.
All right, Voltic Esports is in a very good position. Sola does have that rally available, not popping it yet. I know a lot of Brigittas like to use it early in the fight, but it's still being held, and there it comes. Right now, Sola's giving her team as much of a chance as she can.
And Jolf starting to play a little bit more passive, but oh, as soon as he goes in, he gets that Brigitte to the face.
10 seconds left on the clock. Make that 5 seconds at this point. It doesn't look like this is going to work out too well for a Voltic Esports. Can the Junkrat get a 6K right now? He's got to try.
And Liar with the last minute hope. Sola almost makes it after that pick, but oh, that was going to be a really big uphill battle right after they lost Jolf on that Reinhardt. It was a little bit rough. You're not going to be able to get that space that you want. It's going to be a little complicated to do too much, and just really unfortunate circumstance there.
Yeah, what was really interesting, something you pointed out early in the fight, remember Unexpected and Pixel? That was the Hanzo Brigitte combo who were holding Hotel, and what was great about that was there was no chance for Voltic to walk in left side. That door may as well have been closed, right? Completely sealed off. There's no way you're going to walk in past that Hanzo, past that Brigitte. So it really limited the options that Voltic had. Notice every single one of their pushes had to come immediately next to the statue, which can work out. But, you know, just having that option limited, having one of the most effective routes, especially for flanking, completely closed off, seems like it might have been too much for Voltic to overcome on that push.
And there was that one time that Zaf actually went on the aggression, walks through a Hotel, and I think he got 3 kills on the back line, literally just being ignored. Nobody knew he was there. There's so much. I mean, you can't really hear Zenyatta. He's one of the more quiet heroes, and more importantly, you're not expecting it, so you just get discorded and then struck down, and discorded and struck down. He actually gets 3 kills in behind the shield on the back line during one of those fights to help stabilize. So Zaf coming out big for Voltic there too. You got to give him some credit on that defense.
Yeah, and of course, keep in mind here, it looks like there was a side switch. This is going to be Voltic Esports is actually on the defense, and we're going to be seeing Alpha walking in on the offense right now. We've got 5 seconds to open up. I don't expect to see Mixo staying on that Symmetra, and yeah, we see the switch onto the Reinhardt. We know what he likes to play. We know what he's good at. We need some more of that Mixo Reinhardt.
Yeah, and I've had a hankering from some Reinhardt, and I'm getting my fill today. Yesterday we saw a lot of dive, but today we're going to start to see a little bit more of the tank meta coming back to play.
All right, first pick, and that is a giant pick. Zaf is taken down by Yankee. That might be enough to completely kill this fight here, especially with Reinhardt losing his shield. This is what we're seeing so many times. The Reinhardt shields are just getting utterly destroyed by the Hanzo.
Wow, but Unexpected actually got a lot of ult charge, 80% on the side of Unexpected. I mean, AlphaSky has a lot of ult charges, but they're convincingly winning this fight, so you'd expect it. Unexpected on the losing side did most of the damage for Scene.
This is a very, very interesting fight. I'm not really sure why we're still going for it on the attack here. The res is coming in, staying safe and getting the res off, but now you've lost your Reinhardt. This is going to be a hard-pressed battle to win.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bit of hope when they got that res off. Unfortunately, the Dragon came through with the damage boost on it, and that's just going to delete the health pool, and you got to call the reset now. A bit of spark of hope, but not too much after that Dragon comes through and gets that kill. This Pharmacy doing great at using the hotel as cover while harassing the backline. Yankee doesn't even have a shot here, but he's taking so much damage just looking for it.
Mixo on the attack for AlphaSky. Does look like he's going to be having his shatter ready. He's using it right away and taking down his Yankee with the rest of his team, and it's gonna be a full wipe. Look at that. What a fantastic shatter opened up by the Reinhardt Mixo. He lost his life to the martyrdom of the Junkrat, but man, that was worth it.
Yeah, that was a really big shatter to shatter. Like we said, the tank play going to be opening up this map. It's really what's most important. So definitely carried it for your team with that big shatter, plopping everyone on the ground, allowing your team to walk in and finish it up.
All right, and now it looks like Voltic Esports on the defense here is going to be coming in with the Dragon first. That's going to be a zoning Dragon. If you get a couple kills, that's even better. And now it looks like some people are trapped on the right side. Can we get any kills? And the first kill going into Mixo, that's a huge deal. Yankee getting that first kill again in the team fight. He's been doing that quite a lot this game.
The res does come through. Frontline looking strong once again for Voltic. They are getting pounded really hard with this double DPS comp.
Gotta love to see that Zenyatta right click getting full value there, hitting 5 orbs. Liar is in a great position here. The Transcendence is ready, hopefully holding it for the potential Graviton Surge coming in from Spoody, but it doesn't look like Spoody's too close to her right now. Although we do have 3 ultimates coming in on the attack here. This is very, very scary.
And you gotta be careful with the combo too, because even if you hold, even if you're holding your Transcendence for Spoody's Surge, which might be coming out soon, unexpected, if he gets that damage boost, we'll probably be able to eat through it. So, could be in a bad spot here.
What a fantastic tire there. You don't always need to get the 3, 4, or 5K. 1 kill is usually enough to stop the attacking team's push, and it looks like it did that in this instance as well. So it's going to be a full reset here, about 15 seconds taken off the clock.
Yeah, and especially if that 1 kill is the Reinhardt against the Hanzo. If you don't have a shield, Hanzo's definitely going to be able to either expand that advantage or definitely deny the res. So as we saw there, no one wanted to test Yankee. He's been doing pretty good, so no one wanted to try and poke there, try and get the res, knowing that they might get an arrow straight to their head.
And here comes the Dragon right now, getting the first kill. That's going to be on Spoody. That's a huge deal. Not picking up that Graviton Surge. It's not going to be available for Spoody right now, but the hammer does come in from Yolf. Can he get any value?
And so much being committed on the side of AlphaSky here. This defense looking a bit rough
what
now.
A fantastic shot there. Almost catching the Mercy on the way out, but it looks like it doesn't really matter there. This is going to be a full reset on the side of the defense, and this is exactly what AlphaSky needed on the attack here. Get into a position where they win that fight, and now look at their ultimates. They've got 5 ultimates available here. What's really going to kill them is if they attempt to pop too many of them at once. I don't expect to see that from such a high-tier team. We should see something much more concise, like a Fair Barrage partner with that Graviton Surge from Spoody.
And that should be ton, especially if you can get into a spot where you can get the damage boost. The damage boosted Pharaoh is going to do so much damage with those rockets. But we should be seeing the setup very soon here.
Graviton Surge coming in, and looks like the Transcendence is in as well, and Yankee taking out the Pharah. She's trying to drop Justice from above, but it's not going to work out with Yankee on the field, and this might be exactly the turning point that they needed to hold this defense. Mixo trying to get that huge shatter off, but got blocked fantastically by Yolf. Really great timing on the defense there, outplaying the enemy team's Reinhardt with the block on the shatter, and this is going to be a full reset coming in from the side of the attacking team.
Wow, and what a strong reset walking in there. They got the McCree to deal with that combo that they knew was coming out. Unfortunately, there was no Spooty Bubble to be paired with their combo that came out, so the headshot still came through. Yankee pulling it off for his team, and now he actually has this Deadeye coming up too, which in the tank comp can be really, really rough because it'll either destroy that shield immediately or hopefully to kill it, get it, and get a kill or two behind it.
All right, Yankee trying to get into a good position to pop this, and we did have the rally coming in from Pixel, but Unexpected walks in and takes Yankee out before he can even use the high noon. Man, and now all the kills are just falling in line for AlphaSky. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's enough to get a full team wipe and potentially a cap on the first point here in the Streets phase.
And Unexpected was barely touched on the high ground there. Still has almost full health. He still has his 300, only lost about 50 there from the Brigitte shield, so you can definitely tell he's sitting for free on the high ground, just pouring damage into the enemy. This is so rough. All this damage is going straight into health pools, none of it being used on the Reinhardt shield, that shield being completely neglected.
Watch out for this tire coming in from Big Al. He wants to get as much value as he can here. This is what his teams need. This is what his team needs, and they do get a kill here. It's on Unexpected, which may not seem like much, but remember how oppressive Unexpected is. That could be enough to stop the push, but the res comes in, making it a solid 6v6 once again. And here comes the Graviton Dragon combo. Can they get through that Transcendence? And it looks like they can.
And so much damage being poured into it. Liar's Transcendence really just doesn't do that much. He gets in here in the back line, starts building up another 10% for it, but that cart is moving. This is going to be really, really hard to get back on that. Zenyatta's going to be walking out a little bit late, so you're walking 5 onto the cart. Hopefully Jolf can get that last 5% he needs, because this all could be the difference of winning and losing right here.
Giant Shatter coming in from Mixo, but it's completely blocked by Yolf. Fantastic heads-up play from the Reinhardt. We have seen this so many times from Yolf. I mean, he did get a little bit outplayed in the first map, but he is showing why he belongs here. I mean, this is a high-level Reinhardt.
And sometimes it takes a little while to get used to a different Ryan style. The mind games, you know, not sure what...
There's the mind games for you right there, with the bait turning away as Yolf and then turning back in, getting the fat shatter, not letting anybody get to point. What a fantastic showing by Yolf there.
And that was terrifying. I mean, if you're a Ryan and you get a shatter when the shield is up, that is just a mad disrespect. You just are showing that, hey, I'm inside your brain. I know it's gonna come down. I'm gonna press Q. You're gonna put the shield down, and you're gonna look like an idiot. And that's exactly what happened there. Like you said, kind of baits it, makes it look like he's walking back, but then boom, out of nowhere, drops the hammer and then cleans it up. They don't even have a chance to touch cart. Wow, what a play by those Reinhardts at the end there. I was starting to get really, really happy because the first half left me wanting more, but definitely that second defense really, really strong. The tank play coming out, using those shatters, getting a little bit more value than on the first attack we saw.
And now it looks like we're going to move over to Ilios. I'm hopeful for a position in which we don't see 3-2-1. Remember, it's not mandatory to run 3-2-1, but the reason so many people are doing it is because it's so effective. Now, Ilios is a very interesting map. You know, there's, you know, especially if we're talking about Ruins here, we've seen so many times Ruins is just dictated by who has the better Widowmaker. And as of yet, we have not seen Widowmakers coming in from AlphaSky or Voltic Esports. Obviously, we've been seeing some fantastic Hanzo play, but it'll be interesting to see if that flex onto the Widow is there. And then most importantly, you know, who's got the better Widow? On a map like Ruins, having the superior Widowmaker essentially guarantees you the victory.
Now arriving
yeah, 100%. That Widow, I mean, the double sniper comp is just really, really meta right now, I think. And I don't think we've seen it at all. We've seen a bit of Pharah Hanzo, and we've seen a bit of Junkrat Hanzo. Haven't had the opportunity for the double sniper, but it looks like we're stopping off on Well at first, and Well will not be the map to try this at first. So it looks like we're not going to be getting that double sniper we want, but we might be getting the boops we want, which is more important to me.
Yeah, and I mean, we may be seeing the Boop comp come out. Looks like Big Al and Angelic are both on some Boop characters here. And unexpected, we did see play a little bit of Pharah on the last map on Kings Row. Looked very competent at the hero. I'm excited to see some more Pharah play here, particularly if we get a Pharah v Pharah duel going on in the sky. Sometimes those can't be super duper fun to just watch two Pharahs with shots on each other, but we're talking about super high level teams. I mean, that's not going to happen here. You're going to see some shots being hit, and then the question is, with your Pharah busy, if your Pharah's busy shooting the other Pharah, then it's just a 5v5 on the ground. So it might not even be worth it in that scenario. Ignore the enemy Pharah and just, rain that mortar damage down on the team. Very curious to see what Voltic Esports and AlphaSky bring to the table on this one. Ilios doors are open and we're about to get started.
Yeah, like you said, it's really important for the Pharah to be a part of the ground fight and the ground damage. Typically, if one Pharah is focusing the other and doesn't get the kill, she's going to lose because you're losing too much value on that ground fight. Right away, Big Al taking a boop to the face. Gets it on Spooty. He just used his shift to get to the high ground. Wow, that might be an instant cap. You can't lose your diva that early.
Big brain play coming in from Big Al. Yulf is on the point. I mean, at this point, they've got to feel very, very confident. That is Voltic Esports moving onto the well here. They're heavily favored.
Yeah, but it looks like Spooty's back with revenge, but Mixo going down fast, the Mercy to follow, and the cap's already been, point has already been capped, so this is just clean up now, trying to get some staggers, but really strong showing there.
And I believe there was a time that I said you shouldn't expect to see too many Pharahs whiffing the shots on each other. We did just see that, but remember how incredibly difficult it is to hit that Pharah floating around in the sky, moving in 3 dimensions. I mean, even a fantastic player like Big Al, that's a hard target to hit. And that's why we see how good Big Al is. If he knows he can't hit those shots, he's just going to kill everybody on the ground. You got to watch out for him because now he's 90% to his ultimate, and he's probably looking to use it very quickly here. Not a whole lot happening, just gathering the forces as AlphaSky. They know they don't have the point here. There's no reason to rush into any fight. Just go when they see somebody being boxed out, an easy target, and that's what they're looking for right now. Unexpected, likely calling out ground targets he's hitting with the direct shot so they know who to dive on.
Yeah, and he's opting in to take this Pharah duel a lot, hitting a lot of directs, but he's not hitting 2 in a row, which is really what you need to win the fight.
And it looks like Mercy is going to be popping her Valkyrie there. This is not going to be an easy one coming in for AlphaSky. It's almost impossible to take it. I mean, even if you do end up hitting that shot onto Liar here, who had his Valkyrie in use, I mean, you got to hit 2, 3, 4 shots in a row depending on what character you play, and even then you still might not get the kill. So this is going to be an easy hold for Voltic Esports. Coming up to the wire here, it seems like Alpha's going to have to come up with something and come up with it quick because, if they're not able to take the point here, they're going to get a full 0 to 100.
Yeah, and this entire time they've just been waiting for the opportunity to try and walk on, but not much has been happening. The Pharah duel hasn't been won on either side, which means it's kind of to an advantage of defense.
And look at that, the barrage is going to be coming in right now, getting 1 kill onto the Baby Diva. That's huge. Remember, she just used her bomb. She had another mech available, but died before she could get in it. That might be all she wrote for AlphaSky here. Not having their Diva in this fight is very, very scary. Winston's out there alone, just trying to hold point.
Winston trying to do something to the supports, knows the only way he's going to win this is if he get rid of the sustain, but unavailable. Pixel popping off a little bit, does get the Diva, so there's a little glimmer of hope, but with these supports coming out, it might be a little bit too late to touch.
Wow, and with how confident AlphaSky looked in those first 2 maps that we saw them, having a little bit of stumbling block here on the first map of Ilios, getting 0 to 100. But again, it's only 1 map, and we're going to see how they respond. This is what's interesting about teams like this. It's not just about being able to, perform on your heroes, on your, game theory, on your team comps. It's how do you respond to what the enemy team is doing, and that's what AlphaSky needs to do right now. They just got, pretty completely held there, so how are they going to respond to what they just ran into? And speaking of ruins, as we were before, this is typically going to be your Widow v Widow zone. Yankee is on the Widow, but it doesn't look like he has his counterpart on the other side, so this is very scary for AlphaSky.
So the question I want to ask is who's going to be taking care of Yankee Wolf, because if no one's dealing with him, he's going to be getting free shots. Unexpected might have a chance. He does have that range, but it's still pretty hard to win a Widow duel without a Widow.
And there you go, opening up right away is going to be Yankee Wolf getting a kill onto the enemy team's Mercy. That is a huge crippling, and then taking out with the headshot on Unexpected. That's not even crippling anymore. This place is just dead.
100%. I mean, you lose Mercy first, that's already looking grim. Anyone else you could res. Mercy cannot res herself, unfortunately. I mean, maybe if we complain to Blizzard enough, they will change that, but it looks like, I mean, you get those 2 picks, it's over. Big Al, or, sorry, Unexpected did not expect that shot, no pun intended. I just didn't remember what his
Smooth as silk is Yankee Wolf getting a flying headshot onto Unexpected. This is oppressive. Nobody's able to touch Unexpected right now. I'm sorry, nobody's able to touch Yankee Wolf right now. If Unexpected can get a, long distance headshot, that might help, but he's dead again. And now Big Al coming in with the 4K on the Dragon. Fantastic job, Big Al. What a great timed Dragon.
What a horrible place to be sitting when Big Al gets his Dragon up. Nowhere to run. It's just 2 walls. It's basically a horrible corridor. And that is the minimum distance you have to be to hit that Dragon. So right away the damage getting poured into the team. It was all over. I mean, it was already over when Yankee Wolf kept hitting these headshots, but it looks like he's done enough work to force Unexpected on the Widow, and it doesn't work out.
That is not what AlphaSky needed to see right there. We saw that little bit of life that came in from Unexpected, got the kill on the enemy team's Mercy, which was huge, and then taken out by Unexpected. Or I'm sorry, taken out by Yankee Wolf. Unexpected is the one who got taken out. Now look at Yankee Wolf, this aggressive positioning. And the reason Yankee feels so confident being here is because nobody's been contesting her up until now. Unexpected seems to have sights only for the enemy team's Mercy because it looks like Mercy's down again. But it might not matter here. We're 85% to full cap, and Yankee once again winning that Widow 1v1. We're at 2-0 for Yankee Wolf on the Widow 1v1s.
I just want to know if Yankee has had to even be healed yet, because he's sitting so far back that, I mean, I can't imagine anyone would have to heal him. I don't think anyone's even been able to touch him or even look at him. Yankee Wolf so free for the duration of that fight. Oh, and it was... I don't like saying it's over just based on team comps, because Unexpected could have hit the arrow, but like I said, you're just at such a disadvantage trying to beat a Widow with a Hanzo. Hanzo's shooting a projectile. Widow just has the advantage there. She has the opportunity to dodge it if she's playing the mind games, as well as she can just hit you in the face even if you get the shot off first.
And I think Spooty on the side of AlphaSky does deserve a PogChamp for getting that 4K Diva Bomb right at the end of the match when it totally didn't matter. And
you know what? I think that's the most important ult you can hit when it doesn't matter. It's not even a BM ult, it's just the reset.
It's not a BM ult. It had somebody touch. That would have been the carry of the game, but unfortunately nobody in position here. And now we're going on to the very last point of Ilios, which is going to be the Lighthouse. Another very boop-heavy map. AlphaSky looking to take over the point right away, and they're there, waiting for Voltic to walk in, because hopefully this Moira can get her ult as quickly as possible. That's why Zap is on the field.
And you want to stay off the point a little bit here. Your Pharah can get damage in behind the shield. There's so many different windows and doors. Unfortunately, Angelic getting a little impatient, walking in. Reinhardt gets a piece of him and finishes it. But Big Al doing a lot of work. He already has his ult up. Point just unlocked, and he already is using it.
What was that, a 20-second ult? Fantastic job by Big Al, but it's not going to be enough. The rest of his team just dying, dropping like flies all around. Spooty showing off again. Got the 4K at the end of the round last, and now getting a 2K to cap the point right here. Now we're seeing some life coming in from the side of AlphaSky, and look at Zap already with the Coalescence. That's exactly why you brought the Moira onto point with this tank-heavy comp. You need the Coalescence. It's going to win you so many games, especially if you use it aggressively, and that's what I expect to see from Zap right here.
And I think this comp can work. You can run dive into the tanky comp, but you got to be a little bit more patient. If you had waited for Big Al to do all that work without losing your res, without getting so much damage on you, you probably could have won that fight. It's just because they were impatient. They're poking so much. Big Al is taking too long to do this work. They got to be patient. They got to let that Pharah get her rockets in.
And Zap getting a kill, didn't even need to get the kill because she was keeping her tanks up so well, but really confirming that kill on Angelic. And this is another dead push that's going to be coming in from the side of Voltic Esports. Now they're on the reverse side of it here. They're getting reverse held completely. It seems like there's nothing they could do, and this is exactly where AlphaSky needed to be. Get Nixo back on Reinhardt. Run this super tank heavy comp with the Moira, with the Brigitte and the Lucio. I don't know how they're expected to die. All of these tanks have effectively 550 to 1,000 HP if you're including the heals that they get all along. So this is insane. I don't really know how Voltic is going to respond, but they're going to have to figure out a way, and they're going to have to do it fast.
And the setup's happening. I think they're getting a little bit more patient, ready to play it slower. Knowing that Big Al has his ult up, they just kind of got to read this defense matrix. When defense matrix a little bit down, they might be able to get a big play here, setting up their Pharah with everything she's got.
Diva Bomb is going to be coming in from Solo. The first kill coming out. Jax is getting booped off the map by Big Al. Fantastic job, Big Al. That might be the opportunity your team needed. Can anybody follow up? We're in overtime right now. We've got the barrage coming in, and you just have to watch as the death comes in. It doesn't matter. You got a 3K. You're fine.
Get the 3K, and you get res back up, so you got that second opportunity to do some work here. Finally, the dive working out. All they took was a little bit of patience. Had to initiate with Sola's ult there, though. Because it split them up, got a lot of damage. We saw a little bit too much of the Diva's defense matrix being used on the side of AlphaSky, which allowed for that big barrage to come out. What a play by Big Al. And from here, you're going to have a strong showing because Pharah's a lot better on the defensive side than she is offensively.
There you go. With the 2K is Big Al. That's exactly what we wanted to see, and you called it right away, Dancer. Great job, Big Al, being in the position to take those enemies out and getting the 2-shot to do it.
Yeah, well, the reason Pharah is just so big on the defense is because the team has to walk into your rockets. They don't have an option. They don't have another choice. Whereas on the side of AlphaSky, they were sitting on point. When Big Al was on the offense, he has to move so far to get value. He has to alternate to get in different windows behind the shield. Just so much work. Now, the team is walking right in, giving them free ult charge, giving them free picks. This Winston allowed to play a lot more aggressive on the high ground. And look, they got an ult just to try and get in.
Very interesting to see that coming in. Actually, we've got the tire coming in too, so now all the kills look like you're going in the way of Voltic Esports, and I'm going to tell you right now, Dancer, I did not expect that beat to be walking in here. What an air shot on the way out. Really what I expected to see from AlphaSky there is, you know, when you're in a position, you know the enemy team has ult advantage over you, or at the very least you should know that, and you have so little ults. Do you really want to invest anything into a push like that, which you're almost guaranteed to lose, rather than walking in with a dry push and trying to bait out a few ults from the enemy team, and then you take the next fight? Now with the situation we're in, it's going to have to be AlphaSky walking in with 0 ultimates available for this last push.
And Zap coming through, saving his team from that really scary far ult. But it looks like Voltic is still doing the work. Only 2 still up on the side of AlphaSky, and it's going to be a hard time to walk in. Ults are committed, but it might just be 2 seconds too late.
Yeah, and you know, maybe on the attack for AlphaSky there, of course, great job, Voltic Esports. I mean, you got the 3-map wipe there. That's fantastic to see. But I think in the mind of AlphaSky, they must have seen something. They must have seen some sort of positional advantage that they had where they were willing to invest that Lucio beat, because the moment they did, that is them saying, we are going to all in this fight. If we don't win this fight, we're not going to win this match. They threw the all in, and you got to give them credit for going for it, but it just didn't work out, and it led to a situation in the next fight where they essentially had no chance to win. You know, the Fair Barrage did come in, and then, of course, taken out by your Zenyatta. That's great, but then what do you have behind that? You had nothing available behind that. 0 damage coming in, and then, of course, we saw what Voltic was able to do on the defense there.
Yeah, and I think the idea behind that Lucio barrier, because I don't want to just flame and say it was kind of weird to initiate it with, because the idea behind it was they were running the Moira. So, I mean, you saw what they did when they had point positioning. It was so hard to attack. So I think the idea was, hey, let's use this ult. We're popping one of our support ults. It's not amazing, it's not ideal, but it's what we need to do to get back on point where our comp is the strongest, right? So they use that speed boost, and they use the they use the Lucio beat. So now they know, hey, all 6 of our characters are going to be able to get on point. And then the Moira will be able to pick it up with the healing. She'll get her all quickly, and the tank comp is really at an advantage. So the idea was, let's invest one ability, let's invest one ult, and then we're playing to our strength. So not a horrible call. It's just really unfortunate that you only had 2 fights. Lucio beat was all you really had. I think the problem there is they committed too much. Like, if you're committing the Lucio beat and then everything else and then you lose a fight, that's a little bit rough, right? You lost all the value with that Lucio ult, just trying to get onto point. Big Al hitting him with the boop, putting him out of position. So even though they do have that speed boost, they do have that, it still takes them so long to get on point. They still end up taking the poke damage, and the dive comes in to clean it up right after.
And take a look, we saw Unexpected was thinking about Hanzo at the beginning of this map, did not switch, and then we saw Yankee thinking about Widow and staying on Widow. This is another frightening moment for the side of AlphaSky. Unless Genji can get in there quickly and take out that Widow, she is going to once again be oppressive on your defense.
Wow, and dropping right on Liar for free. That's a scary spot to be.
That is incredible. The Widowmaker taken out immediately by AlphaSky. They knew where the target was. They took her out, but now she's rezzed, and it's now a 5v6 on the side of Voltic Esports. Fantastic response there by Voltic, not panicking, bringing that Widowmaker back up and letting your Junkrat get that first kill. And look at that shot onto the Winston. Fantastic job, Yankee.
And Zaf trying to keep the pressure on Widow so the rest of his team doesn't have to get wildly out of position to dive him. And wow, almost gets the pick. Unexpected picking it up. It's going to be a team fight loss, but that was so early and you're running dive, so you're going to get the second fight here anyways. Payload's barely been moving. Rez comes out again, but still, I think you're in a fine spot if you're AlphaSky. You don't want to get picked here as Unexpected, but I think he will. Unfortunate. Like I said, you're running dive, you're all fast characters. You're going to get the second fight either way.
Yeah, Unexpected trying to make it out there. Maybe not the best choice because it is going to take him an additional 10 seconds to respawn with the rest of his team. But like you mentioned, Dancer, the payload hasn't moved too much, so there should be one more fight coming in here. And an Unexpected was able to build his blade during that last engagement, so he's looking to pull it out right now. But you better watch out because Big Al is coming in with that tire. It's coming in fast.
Oh,
Goodbye, Zenyatta. Zaf, you're out of the game. Have a seat, buddy. And then, of course, you've got Yankee coming in, getting that headshot kill on the Tracer. That is so hard to do. Yankee is a fantastic Widowmaker.
Yeah, and a little bit of fight coming out for the defense, but I think it's all over. Yankee hitting some of those shots. I think everyone just did enough work to get this team fight win. That pick on the Zenyatta right away was so strong. So you lose your Zenyatta, you don't want him to be the first one gone because you want that Discord along the fight. Beginning to end, that 33% extra damage is going to be a game changer. So you lose him first, going to be a little bit too hard to clean up the fight.
And expect to see some fireworks coming out for the side of AlphaSky. They have 6, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ultimates available right now. The question is, how are they going to open up, and do they have the game sense to not blow everything all at the same time? Bomb's going to be the first one invested, and then Jay is going to be popping his Mercy Valkyrie to keep everybody up. And there's the 3K, bringing it in with the kill on the Diva. Mech is the bomb, and that's going to be all she wrote for the attack here. Stopping the snowball is going to be AlphaSky.
And not too bad. You lose the Diva. Diva's not a game changer, so typically use that ult to remech to win a team fight, especially a stabilizing team fight. Pretty big. Jack's using his ult once again. Not a super big game changer. I think that Zenyatta ult's a little bit better on the support side anyways. So that's a good amount of ults to invest. You still got this Genji coming out, which is going to be a really big one too.
Liar getting taken out by the Winston ult. Smartly does not use his Transcendence, and you know what he's saving it for. He's waiting for Unexpected to pop that blade, and that's what the Transcendence is being saved for. So very, very smart play here by Liar. Very confident in his abilities, and he's not panicking here, which is the sign of a bad Zenyatta. But a great Zenyatta never panics. They know where they need to be, and they know what they need to do, and that's what the Liar is showing off right now. All right, first kill coming in for the side of Voltic. Can they capitalize on that? The second kill's coming in very fast. It's Yankee once again pumping out that damage, taking out Zaf, opening up the spot for his for the Voltic Esports to walk in, and this will be all she wrote for this part of the defense. Fantastic job by Voltic. And what I really, really love watching here, Dancer, is it's we've seen this a few times. This is going to be, you know, we always love to see, you know, the 6K tire kill, right? But just watch how Voltic wins these fights. It's off the back of their rapid discord coming in from Liar, you're just seeing death after death on the side of AlphaSky. They're dropping like flies. It's this domino effect, and that shows superior focus fire coming in from Voltic when they have their feet underneath of them. Now, when they don't have their feet underneath of them, it's very scary, and this might be the time to take them out right now because the blade's coming in. Liar, as we saw before, saving his Transcendence. No worries there.
Yeah, and that was a long-awaited fight there. Both characters patiently waiting, but Liar actually getting taken out right afterwards. So it looks like that blade almost bought the space required to dive right after it was over.
Unexpected, finally getting away from the Winston. Thought he was safe, and then Yankees there just shoots you in the face. Good night, Unexpected.
And this fight's still looking like a solid defense here. Yankee giving a bit of life to the offense with those headshots, but once he's taken out, a little bit too hard to try and carry there. Those headshots, that instant kill is so big, but at least Spooty doesn't have his mech right now. You might have a few seconds here to try and get a big engage where he won't be able to peel for his team.
Well, on the side of Voltic, remember, they don't have anybody who can really just pop off incredibly outside of Yankee, and Yankee's shown he could do that. But what Voltic needs to get back to is what we saw before. Get on that Discord target and have everybody in the same place at the same time. Take a look at this flank. Voltic knows what the name of the game is, and they're going to be diving in right now.
Oh, and this Zenyatta being forced a little bit further back than you'd like. Pixel doing a lot of work to make sure that he can't be in this fight. Unfortunately, his whole team has to run back, and they're denying so much space.
Yeah, heads-up play that came in there from the side of AlphaSky. They saw the rotation that that Voltic Esports was bringing to the game. They saw them going on right side, and instead of just waiting for Voltic Esports to get into an advantageous position, they met them in the choke on Mega, on that right side cliff there, and AlphaSky came out on top. I mean, that was a fantastic rotation that came in from AlphaSky in the right place at the right time, and now here comes the big fat blade. He's getting one kill. Can he make it two?
And I think he didn't anticipate Liar to have his ult. We see that it's 90, but he didn't know that really good read of guessing how much work that Liar was actually doing. Now you invest only the blade, and it looks like it's going to be a team fight win.
Yeah, that's a great play there, though. He got the one kill onto Yankee, got another kill onto the Diva Mech. Did take him a while, but now look at the kill feed. Everything's going in the way for AlphaSky, so that might have been exactly what AlphaSky needed. It was Unexpected, just zoning everybody out with the blade, really making those cockroaches scatter just by flipping on the light switch. That's what Unexpected's able to do, and the rest of his team knows how to follow up on it. Jack staying alive there, just out of range from the death. The very, very likely death from the Diva Bomb. Really great defense that came out of AlphaSky there, and I think it came out of a couple of places, right? They were able to disrupt what Voltic Esports wanted to do, right? We saw that so many times, especially when Voltic Esports did that right side flank with their full dive. You know, AlphaSky they did not get bamboozled. They walked into the correct position. They had that great rotation, and they stopped the attack before it even started. That's where that defense came from. It was the high IQ play on the defense that stopped fights before they got too scary to lose.
Yeah, completely. And we even saw kind of rare there to see dive on the defense, but tank on the offense. A little bit strange. I'm curious as to what wanted that call. I mean, we definitely saw what they wanted to do there. Speedy was on the, or Spooty, sorry, was on the high ground there waiting to dive, tried to kill the Zenyatta. It almost worked out, but it looks like they got a little bit mixed up when they saw the Widow. Like you said, that became very quickly their first target. They even killed it, but it was a little bit too late. You dropped, you had a bit of split fire focus, and I think that's kind of what made that first dive a little rough when it looked like the setup was so perfect. Just that one small minor error of having to change the target, which I'm not saying it's the wrong choice. I'm just saying it's very unfortunate that it got made after Spooty dropped off. Had to swap to the Widow. He's a little bit out of position. It almost worked out for them, though.
Yeah, almost worked out there. Very interesting to watch how that fight unfolded throughout. And a quick reminder to everybody watching at home, two things to keep in mind. One, the names, a little bit of a bug. We can't get the names to be switched. So on the defense here is going to be Voltic Esports, and on the offense coming out is going to be AlphaSky. Also keep in mind that this map will likely not be played all the way through. You see the resets coming in, and that's because this is for practice. We want to get through this map as quickly as possible, and that's where the resets are coming from.
And Sense seeing the shield there, know that he can't win the duel. What a creative little strategy. The first poke shots are completely free, knowing that Yankee can't be taken out, can't be taken advantage of.
And you got to give the credit to Yolf there for having the aim to land his shield in the right spot on that ledge. Great job from Orisa. So just a little bit of jockeying for damage, jockeying for position here. Not too much going on, but Voltic Esports in a great position right now. The only thing that's going to be very tough for them is dealing with Yankee Wolf once again on the Widowmaker, almost uncontested. And I mean, the Pharah might be able to take her out, but it's kind of tough for Pharah to get into a position to take out a Widowmaker.
And I wouldn't want to be the Pharah tasked with the job of taking out Yankee. Looks like he is going to take the duel, but loses him for a second. And he swaps to his team knowing the rotation was coming. Yankee 2 steps ahead on this Widow Pharah duel.
Wow, but unexpected, really showing off there, getting the better of that duel, taking out Yankee, and now it looks like Voltic Esports is in a very comfortable position, winning the fight on the point. Losing their Mercy in the process, not too big a deal. She will be respawning very, very quickly. Now you've got Rally coming up. You've got, you know, Transcendence coming up with your Zenyatta on the side of AlphaSky, who is on attack right now. Remember, AlphaSky is in the red. They don't even need anything, though. They do get the free cap on the point there, and then Yankee comes back with a vengeance, taking out Unexpected. This is time for an early fight here. You might see Voltic Esports try to win this battle right now. They know that they have a chance, but it looks like they are going to back off, give a little bit of space, and this is smart. Play to your Widowmaker's strengths. Put her on this backside here, where even if the enemy team can get up there, they have to go through, you know, your entire defense just to get to that Widow.
Yeah, and Widow, smart rotations here, trying to be in the place where she's unexpected. Even if it hinders her shot a little bit, at least she doesn't have to worry about taking those Pharah shots, and now she wants to take the duel.
That bubble by Spooty just saved Unexpected's life and enabled the 2K. Fantastic bubble, completely enabled there, Spooty. Great job, heads up play, and this might be another steamroll coming in from the side of AlphaSky on the attack here.
Yeah, and diving onto the Brigitte is a little bit rough. We know that she has so many tools to deal with the dive. Monkey getting a lot of poke from his high ground. They're waiting a long time to get this reset before they start doing some work.
And the tire comes in, but not really necessary when Yankee can click one button 2 times and get 2 kills on both of the enemy team supports. So that's going to be a dead push here. Yankee on the side of the defense, really holding it very, very well there. And now we see it looks like Pixel is going to be switching onto the Widowmaker. This I'd like to see. Yankee getting another kill. Pixel, you got to help your team out. Take out Yankee.
And it looks like Jolf is trying to zone out Pixel too. Doesn't want him to have the opportunity. He's gone. It's already over.
And the hammer coming in. I don't want to say that's a BM slam, but that was very, very scary on the side of everybody in that room. You don't like to see that. Mixo not really needing to take the fight there, gets out smartly.
And this is, I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a fight take place completely in upper halls of church. Like, what did we just see there, Arg? What a strange place to take a fight, especially if you're running into the Junkrat. That's not what you want to do. Eventually, he ends up getting the double or the triple kill, even with Mixo's Shatter. Didn't end up mattering. If you walk into those halls, every single bullet that comes out of Big Al's gun is going to end up hitting more than one member of your team. So too much value. Don't take that fight in upper church halls against the Junkrat.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be walking into that, but take a look at Spooty and Unexpected on the attack here for AlphaSky. They're going to be looking to get that combo off. Yankee is not going to let anybody in this game have fun. This is a problem. Somebody needs to teach Yankee a lesson because right now he is completely uncontested. Pixel getting taken out by Yolf. I mean, Yankee is really anti-fun, and I mean that in the best possible sense of a compliment. It's so oppressive. I don't know how you respond here because even if you send your resources out to Yankee, there's so much damage you have to get through just to get there.
And look at this. Pixel swaps onto the Widow to try and take the duel. He hasn't had the opportunity to even see Yankee. Jolf's only job here is to make sure that Pixel can't do anything to help that Widow duel. So Yankee Wolf this entire time just getting free shots.
Now that we did see the Graviton Surge with unexpected barrage combo, but look at that, there was only one kill to be gotten there. That is not what you wanted to see from the most important combo that you've been building all game long. But now we're getting some kills. Pixel getting that kill onto Sola's D.Va mech. That's pretty good. D.Va's very annoying, and now she's dead. Out of the game. Get out of here. This might be enough to cap the point. Wow, that took a while, though, coming in for AlphaSky. I mean, you know, that's why you have the Zarya there. You want to get that full wipe. Now, in that situation, they weren't able to get the full wipe, but they were able to follow up with the damage after the fact. But now Voltic is back in the situation they were before. They don't have the combo coming in this time, and they still have to walk into this just hyper DPS that's coming in from Voltic Esports on the defense. Big Al trying to open it up right now with the tire.
Tucking, diving, weaving.
Poor Pixel!
Eventually gets Pixel. And now once again, Yankee Wolf on this high ground going to be able to do a little bit of work. And they got to back off. That pick came a bit too close to the ramp. Not going to be able to get that res off, and you got to wait for your full team once again. Pixel swapping onto the Brigitte though. So it looks like they're going to be going with the full tank comp with Pharah as their only DPS.
Going to be interesting to see. Now, Yankee Wolf did switch onto the McCree, but that's not because he wasn't doing well. Obviously, he was. This is just a fantastic position for McCree. Look at what Yankee's able to accomplish here. Not getting a whole lot of kills on the kill feed yet. And then just like that, the barrage comes in, the 30K for unexpected. Wowee.
And that's rough. We even saw Yankee get the stun off, but that jump was a bit too fast. He put it in the wrong spot, and unexpected rewarded for his risky play, going into the beast of the belly and gets the triple barrage. What a strong showing. Unexpected, showing why Pharah can still be pretty strong in this phase 3 of the Foundry.
Yeah, that typically does not go that way. Again, McCree can be so oppressive here, but not if you get a barrage to the face, which is exactly what happened to Yankee here. Final point hold. We got 1 minute left, and the card is getting very, very close. And into the sky is Spoody. Spoody got blasted away into the atmosphere and taken out. That was just easy clay pigeon to shoot out of the sky.
Unexpected. There's not going to be anyone that can really deal with him because the stall's coming through. Hopefully this can zone him a little bit, but unfortunately nothing happens. Jolf taking up the mantle of the fist. He's no longer a main tank. Look out, guys. He's looking to punch and finish this up. Does get the only pick for his team, and then from there they can stabilize. So Jolf really coming out strong, swapping on that Doomfist last second.
All right, 15 seconds coming in for the last fight here. AlphaSky has to make something happen here. They do have the Brigitte ult, so much HP, but can they do anything with it? No other ultimate's ready just yet. Mixo better stay alive here because they need the shatter. They need it very, very badly to open up some space.
Yankee taken out early by Pixel. That's not what you want to see.
Don't even need the shadow there if your Bear is going to come in and get a 2K. Pixel getting 2 more kills. Count that as 3 kills for Pixel in this final fight. Overtime is launched, but it doesn't even matter. Capping the point is going to be AlphaSky. What a fantastic final push.
Yeah, unexpected doing, I mean, just so much work beginning to end on that Pharah. I thought it was going to be a rough spot running the Pharah into Yankee. You don't want to be running into a Yankee. Yankee's been actually showing us some incredible play on the Widowmaker. Just absolutely next level play. And I'm so impressed by, I mean, he basically bought his team, what, 2 or 3 minutes on stage 2 just by consistently getting picks. And no one could deal with him. Not to say that, you know, Yankee's carrying, because like I said, Jolf was just doing such a good job. Pixel never even got a chance to contest. That's got to be so frustrating. You pick Widow, you say, hey, team, I can take this duel. I'll take care of Widow, and then I know we'll win from there. And then Pixel never gets a chance. Just
and then
Sola,
you just have
Jolf
a in your face.
Yeah, Sola and Jolf were always on Pixel. That's just so unfortunate. There's not much you can do about that.
Now, I do want to call out somebody who played absolutely incredible there, exactly what was required and did it in the best possible way. It's got to be given to Spooty there. At least 2 times I saw a Zarya bubble from Spooty coming out, saving a life. First time it was on Unexpected, who had the Fair Barrage ready and got 2 kills immediately after getting saved by Spooty. And then towards the end, on one of the final pushes, AlphaSky was walking in. A member of their team had died. Mercy went into res. It was Jax going in for the res. You know she called it out in team comms because she got the bubble by Spooty. And it was a perfect timing because on the other side, I believe it was Liar with the Zenyatta had a fully charged right click aimed immediately at that Mercy resing, and it was stopped completely by Spooty. So this might be one of the most impressive Zarya performances we've seen so far. It's not just about responding to what's ahead of you or what you can see. It's about having the game sense to know what's likely to happen, that, you know, things that are potentially unexpected, and Spooty showing off what it takes to be a great Zarya player. I can't wait to see the defense that's coming out here for Volskaya. On point A, we've got, wouldn't you know, a 3-2-1 comp coming in on defense.
Yeah, but we got the double sniper running on offense.
Whoa, with Unexpected early kill within about 14 seconds. Big Al goes down by the hands of the enemy team's Hanzo. That is very scary.
But it isn't over. Yankee's gonna get one free shot where no one has a clue. Spooty, don't ever stand still. Oh no, Yankee with the free headshot. Unfortunately, can't follow it up, but he's still gonna get so many free angles here. And look at his team wrapping around.
Yeah, look at this pincer maneuver that's coming in from the side of Voltic Esports. They have that left side flank covered by their Widowmaker, and then everybody else blitzes in on the right side when they know the enemy team is, you know, hiding from the Widow. So what a fantastic attack there. It's not just let's walk in and hope we get the kill. It's let's put ourselves in a position where our Widowmaker can either get the kill or force the enemy team to hide, and then we can walk in for free. So really, really smart play by Voltic there. You know they've practiced that plan before, and it seemed to work out once again.
Yeah, that was a scary thing. You had so many different angles to defend against, and you only have one shield. So shield can't defend you against what went on. Joel fully charging in. He got pinned right after, but it was too late. The work had been done. A really strong attack. That pincer done flawlessly on the side of Voltic.
Now Voltic being very calm here, just trying to bait the enemy team onto point. They're starting to cap here. Now it's being contested, but Yolf really wants to use that Earth Shatter. He's getting ready for it, and if he gets a big one, this could be all she wrote. Take a look at the snipers getting the first 2 kill Unexpected out of the match right now. Jax is out of the match too, and then Yolf pops off getting a 2K. I'm sorry, make that a 1K on the D.Va. Still has his Earth Shatter ready and waiting. There's not too many shields that can stop him if the enemy team comes out. And it looks like there's going to be no chance for a contestation on the very final moments there of the point. 6 minutes 2 left in the time bank for Voltic Esports. What an incredible attack there.
Yeah, that's a time that's going to be pretty rough to beat. It was basically just 2 semi-extended fights that they won. Really strong showing. Both fights, I wouldn't say were clean. It wasn't a clean sweep. It wasn't like they walked in and they killed 6. I think both fights they lost about 2 or 3. But I mean, if you kill 6 and lose 3, you still won the fight. And especially in 2CP, those fights happen pretty fast. The span of 1 minute for both point, or for each point, a really, really quick attack there. And like you said, Jolf even had his ult at the end there to try and follow up.
Yeah, that was just fantastic. You know, again, I feel like I've been saying the same thing about every single member on the side of Voltic. There's so much patience. Nobody is just wasting things. You know, for the most part, it's very, very calculated decisions that are coming in. And remember, these decisions by and large are made before the attack starts. Here's what we're going to invest. And then also you're relying on the high IQ of each individual player to have the game sense to know, hey, we have the advantage. Maybe we don't need Shatter yet. Maybe we can save it for potentially the next fight. As we all know, 2CP is one of the most how do I put this politely? It is one of the most interesting game modes, which allows the defense a second chance. That's about as nicely as I can put it. So holding your Shatter there for that potential second attack, or second defense that's coming in, very, very smart play that came in from Voltic.
Yeah, and I mean the unique thing about 2CP, you said it allows this. I mean, it's like almost like a forced reset. So at lower levels, you never really get those resets, especially on payloads. Everyone wants to be the hero that tries to 1v6 or at least stall payload for a regroup. But on this one, you're kind of forced. That long respawn timer not going to allow you to get back into the fight. So you have that forced regroup where, you know, no matter what, you're definitely going to get 2 fights. So really strong on Voltic's side to be able to win them. Really, really strong showing. Just especially, I'm just so impressed by the pincer. Like, that takes incredible shot calling. Like, kudos to the shot caller on the side of Voltic to say what we're doing. Yankee Wolf sets up a really strong flank. If that shield turns, he's gonna be able to get really good damage, which is what happened. You know, Jolf opened it up with a pin. Yankee doing free damage, Big Al doing free damage, the rest of the team just trying to keep Jolf alive after that really aggressive play, and from there it's all cleanup because you're in the right position. Your snipers have their scopes steadied, and really, really clean point 1. Point 2 is a little bit messier, but point 1, they had a game plan and they just engaged so beautifully. It's not something that you see even in organized play all too often. Typically, teams always do the same thing. To be able to rotate and adjust last minute to a different comp or a different setup that you see is a really unique thing.
Yeah, and it's so fun to watch. And if you're having fun watching this, you know, sitting here watching our stream, don't forget both Voltic Esports and AlphaSky are going to be in the tournament that's coming up. Remember, the Horizon Overwatch Community Cup is coming up both this Saturday and Sunday. We're having the initial rounds happening on Saturday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the Sunday matches are going to be your quarterfinals, your semifinals, and then your finals. And one final reminder, if you're having fun, you're rooting for either of these teams, remember, they are going to be in it. Remember, these teams are fighting over more than just pride here. On Sunday with the finals, there is going to be a prize pool given out. Both teams who make it to the finals are going to be guaranteed a payout of $150, and the winning team, the team who comes in first, gets a bonus of an additional $150 on top of that. So, you know, this isn't just, you know, fighting to see, hey, you know, you've got a better Widow than us, or we've got a better Widow than you. These people are fighting for some cash.
Yeah, and I mean, if it isn't serious at first, as soon as money gets put into play, it gets very serious very fast. So definitely these teams not just practicing for Open, practicing for our tournament, which they will be returning to this weekend. Like you said, this is the HCC showcase, so we're trying to showcase and show the best teams that we're going to see. Unfortunately, we won't be able to stream every single game, seeing as there's going to be, I think, close to 72 games played within the span of 2 days. Just way too much to capture all that action, but we're trying to show some of the better ones that we might have seen, or potentially what we would see in the finals. So really interesting to see these kind of games, especially when you know teams are very coordinated, very strong, and you might be seeing them on that last day on those Sunday games.
Yeah, taking a look at this match right now between AlphaSky and Voltic Esports, I would love to see a grudge match played somewhere in the quarterfinals or higher, and that could happen. Stay tuned to find out, but it looks like right now we're having the doors opening, and it is going to be another looks like double sniper coming in on the defense. I really love that. You know, the double sniper has been working out tonight, but now let's see if Yankee can stay on it. Can he perform for this long a period of time? It looks like he doesn't have to right now, because Big Al's going to get that first kill in, and no Angelic looks like he fell off the map. That is a very, very bad thing to see.
Oh, wow. This is your opportunity for AlphaSky. Best case scenario, I think, try and push the advantage as soon as possible. With this Reinhardt walking into point, they might be able to get some damage in behind this shield. Really bullying him. Brigitte going in for the kill.
Brigitte is really Reinhardt's worst enemy in this. The fact that she can just stop his shield completely and give him that stall, that's just, I don't want to say it's too powerful, but it's extremely powerful. Let's put it that way. Kills are being traded right now on point, but no capture time has been taken yet on the attack from AlphaSky. It looks like they're going to be resetting here. A little bit of a soft reset, trying to get their reinforcements in and then take the fight.
Yeah, and there's no Reinhardt on the side of Voltic, so really strong showing. Sola popping off on the Brigitte, having the front line, but eventually gets punished for it. Team not there to follow through. The Dragon's coming in to zone the point a little bit, but it won't be enough, I don't think.
All right, let's see what can happen here. Big Al getting that kill onto the Zenyatta. That's huge. Yo, following up, getting the kill onto the Reinhardt. That is also huge. This might be the time that they need it, but nobody can die right now on the side of Voltic. They have to stay alive, and they have to hold this point. Transcendence coming out. That is going to be amazing for the Transcendence, but it doesn't matter because Yankee won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop is going to be Yankee getting headshot after headshot, taking out the Mercy at the end. I actually don't know if it's possible to stop Yankee. From what we've seen so far, it feels like if Yankee has any room to breathe, you cannot beat him.
Yeah, 100%. His team, whether they're feeding to buy space, it's always worth it. So if one of them dies in order to open up the shot for Yankee, he's gonna hit it. So Yankee been really holding his own on this defense. Really hard, and as soon as the shields come in, he still gets his opportunity to hit around it. Look, as he just pokes the Zenyatta, he pokes the back line. This Rhine shield isn't enough to stop Yankee shots from coming through.
Pixel did invest the Brigitte ult into this push, so it looks like they're going to be trying as hard as they can to make use out of that. Probably investing a little bit more as this fight goes on. Unexpected and not a great position. Doesn't have many good sight lines right here, but is safe for now from the bullseye shots of Yankee.
Wow, and
but
big out.
Not too safe from the Dragon, though. The Dragon can go through walls. How about that, Dancer?
Yeah, I mean, you bring Unexpected back up, but this is still such a rough showing. Yankee bullying so hard, and finally Unexpected punishes it. The Rez trying to come through.
Rez is able to go through. We've got the Widow v Widow duel going on again, but now Zap is taking it in his own hands, throwing those orbs out, getting the kill onto Sola. And then the Shatter comes in from Mixo, taking down the Monkey, but he's not going to die. Oh no, he is taken down by Pixel. Fantastic job, Pixel, but Yankee is still there, still alive, and still shooting down range.
Yeah, Yankee got rezzed and still not ready to give this point up. Who knows, he saved it before, but Zap coming through with the hero
right
play.
Click. Fantastic job to Zap. And now this is definitely going to be a cap point here on the side of AlphaSky. They don't have too much walking in to the next point, but they do have Pixel. And remember that Brigitte ult, if you use it in the fight, it's almost like a heal over time. It's going to be continuously adding those that armor onto your team. So we might see a very early fight coming out here. Potentially not, though, because Yankee getting that revenge, taking out Unexpected. The res is gone. That makes this push that much harder for Alpha. Looks like Alpha is still opting to take this fight right here, and man, that Winston does not look like he's going to make it out alive. Down to 1 HP is Yulf. Take a look at his HP pool. Somebody's got to keep him up, and the headshot from across the map, taking out Yulf. Look at Zaf.
Yeah, and they're just trying to buy positioning, scout this out, see what's going on. Really hard to walk in on this, especially we don't see Dive played with the Brigitte too often, but I mean, it does give you a unique front line.
All right, so Voltic in a very good spot here. The res has been used on the side of AlphaSky. I don't think this is going to be a good push for them. I don't think you needed Yankee to pop off there, but again, Yankee doesn't care. Just going to pop off at will.
Yeah, he does. He can't turn it off. Arg, it's not up to him. He's always popping off. The guy playing out of his mind on Widow today, and what a meta to be a good Widow player. Definitely double sniper coming in. You know, it's the new black. It's what's popular this season. So, wow, Yankee doing so much work for his team consistently. And we'll see if he can get another pick. He's looking for the Hanzo off the respawn, knowing he died last. But, oh, it looks like he's getting pressured out by Zap.
We've got 3 support ultimates coming in on the defense, so unless there is a full team wipe or a very, very strong combo that's coming in from AlphaSky, I don't know that they're going to be able to take this point right now. Losing the Tracer is certainly not going to help. Another regroup has to be called for AlphaSky.
Yeah, and this is just regroup after regroup. They haven't been able to res any of these kills because they're all happening in unique spots. Tracer dying on top of the rotating cones or rotating plates there, so her body being brought into the Zenyatta. That's not resable. Too scary to go there. So once again, they have to wait, and this has been probably a full 40 seconds of just hiding from Yankee, where they haven't been able to get a push.
Dive is coming in, but Yankee knew it was coming, had the grapple ready, staying alive, and the entire time he's staying alive, Big Al is doing all the heavy lifting right here, getting a 3K. Fantastic job once again, Big Al. And this is again, we've seen this so many times with the double sniper. You have a player like Yankee who's able to do as much as he can, which is a whole hell of a lot. and then you start to use your resources to take out that Widowmaker. As you're doing that, the rest of your team is completely helpless, and then Big Al's able to walk in and just get those kills.
Yeah, I mean, you're spending so much resources. You had the double dive going to Widow. Widow didn't even receive any peels. She just literally used her hook shot, getting a 2-for-1 value without even getting a kill on that retreat there as Yankee.
All right, so it looks like the attack is going to be coming in. 2 support ultimates on the side of AlphaSky. Jax may be using his Valkyrie very early in this fight just for some sustain here. Zaf likely saving that Transcendence for a very scary moment. There's no Zarya, but it is good to save that for when your team really needs it.
An Unexpected trying to put the pressure on. Oh no, it gets caught out by Jewel. That's really rough. Now you got Yankee with no pressure whatsoever. He can do whatever he'd like.
And the Transcendence is going to be popped here. I'm not going to say if that was a fantastic Transcendence or not. Let's see how it plays out here, because there's plenty of kills coming in from the side of AlphaSky. This could be exactly what they needed.
Yeah, I mean, that looked like a not wise Transcendence, but they used it to get the res, got the sustain back on point, so definitely still an opportunity here, but it's hard when Mixo gets that double kill as the Raging Monkey. And they got a few more ults here as AlphaSky, but this is going to be pretty hard to keep up this attack.
And we are into overtime here, so what's going to be happening is even if you 1-for-1, it is heavily favored on the side of the defense here. They get their respawn so much faster in overtime. They're right there. And AlphaSky, this is the best opportunity they've had, but they've got to kill who's on point.
They gotta kill his point, but they also can't allow Yankee to be keeping him doing what he's doing. So at any moment, he can just get those free kills. And like you said, 1-for-1, 2-for-1, they're at the advantage of the defense. Once again, we see the blade pulled out. This could be really big. Gets the double right off the slash dash combo on the start. Has that damage boost, and it's almost over. Big Al gets spotted out trying to do the sneaky Reaper play, but it'll be over.
Wow, fantastic job. Has to be said there to Unexpected. Knew that the point was being contested by his team, believed in his team to take care of it because he knew where his target was, and it was Yankee. Taking out Yankee that quickly, pulling out the blade, and just doling out as much damage as possible with the cleave damage of the blade, and of course, the Genji dash, which does reset upon kill. I mean, if it wasn't for Unexpected getting that kill onto Yankee, I know that, you know, they were favored to win on the attack there. A lot of kills were happening, but without Unexpected getting the kill on the Yankee, it was very possible for Yankee to pull that one out for the defense, get some kills, get the stall, and potentially save the point.
Well, I just get really nervous when he's up. If he's still up, at the beginning of the night, I don't think I would have felt like that. But after a few of those defenses that we saw, where all hope was lost for Voltic, Yankee would hit that double or that triple headshot and basically just swing the fight within a span of 2 or 3 seconds. So especially when you're unpressured on the Widow, it can be a lot easier to hit those shots. You get to keep your calm. If you miss, you're not worried. Whereas when you have a Winston and a D.Va in your face, you know you only have that 1 or 2 shots basically to save your own life. That pressure can really eat at you, make you miss a lot easier. But yeah, Yankee, it feels like Yankee's pretty free most of these fights. So I think something's going to have to change about that. Or he's just going to have to stop hitting shots.
Which is very unlikely to happen. So we're going to have to see what the response is. And on Junkertown, Junkertown's a very interesting map. One of the problems with this first phase of Junkertown is there's so much open space, particularly when you get past that first corner into this open area. You know, if there's going to be Widowmakers on both sides, the real question is going to be which Mercy is able to stay alive the longest, because Mercy does have that Guardian Angel, but when you're covering so much distance with the Guardian Angel, it's leaving you, completely vulnerable for longer periods of time. And, having a 1/10 of a second seems to be enough for these Widowmakers, but having a full second is way too much. Yankee starting off with a kill onto Unexpected. That is not what you need to see.
But no dive on the side of Voltic. So Pixel actually for once going to be able to try and take this Widow duel. Going to be able to actually do some work without too much pressure on him.
Pixel missing a few shots there on the Mercy, who was not in a great position, but did get rewarded for that. We've got the pirate ship coming out from the side of the attackers. That's really what you expect to see here. It's so fantastic, particularly on this point, because there's not a whole lot of ways that the team can counter you, and not something I expected to see. Yankee going down, Yankee being on the losing end of that Widow 1v1. Congratulations to Pixel, you took out the raid boss.
More importantly, Zap just killed the Bastion. The entire point of this comp is to get that Bastion on cart once he's dead. If he doesn't get rezzed here, it's going to be actually really viable to retake. So, and it looks like this Orissa's going to get caught out. Mercy's already gone. Oh, wow. Zaf, I think, pulled that out. You can't push on an Orisa when a Bastion's up. As soon as you eliminate him, Orisa just doesn't have the damage output to pressure anything.
No one can hide.
Yeah, Pixel trying to get away there, but only had 6 HP. Of course, Big Owl able to get the kill there. And now we've got 2 snipers dead on the side of Alpha. That is not a good sign. This is going to be pretty easy for Voltic to walk in and hopefully cap this point here. But the Roadhog on point is going to make that very, very difficult.
Yankee doing what he does, taking names, hitting shots. This is really, really rough. There's no counterplay. You're not going to be able to snipe him when he's in here. He's getting free shots on your team, just completely ignoring the 2 snipers that are meant to deal with him.
The disrespectful hook with Yankee coming up, getting the kill. Somebody clip that, put it on Reddit. That's where it belongs.
What just happened? Yankee, I mean, taking the safe approach for so long, getting damage in behind the shield into the team completely for free, and then decides out of nowhere, you know what? I don't care, 2 snipers or not. I'm gonna hook shot in, and I'm gonna hit this headshot. And he sends Pixel back to spawn. That's gotta feel so degrading, getting that hook shot, and oh no, almost got caught out there again. You got to be really careful. Yankee knows where to aim. He knows his sight lines, and he's ready to take this duel at any moment.
And all the while, you're afraid to peek that Widow, but there's still a Bastion on cart right here. You got to find a way to respond to that. Oh, Bastion taking over the high ground. Perfect spot here. Basically sitting on top of the bongos, getting plenty of kills. Look at those tanks just melt in front of Liar.
And the double damage boost as Orisa ulted and Mercy's holding right click as Mercy's do on that Bastion. Really, really rough. Even at this distance, Sniper not going to be able to do much. I mean, have fun trying to touch that cart. Not going to happen with Bastion on high ground and D.Va ready to peel.
Yeah, I love this solo healing comp that's coming out on the attack for Voltic. I mean, you only need one healer if everybody on the enemy team is dead before they can do any damage. And that's what we're seeing right now. Angelic even popping off, getting a kill of her own onto Zap. That is not an easy task. Great job, Angelic, keeping your team up and getting that kill. This is scary. You've got 2 snipers walking into you. You've got 2 tanks in both Yolf and Sola. And then, of course, you still have that Bastion. There's no way to really approach this team that's going to be in any way advantageous for you.
Yeah, really rough spot to be in here. But it looks like the defense actually might be stabilizing with that double pick, but it doesn't matter. Picks don't matter when you have this positioning. You've got to get in and dislodge that Bastion. The dive comes in really strong, unexpected, getting the finishing kill, doing so much damage now, and this is over. As soon as that Bastion's dislodged, that's your massive advantage. Dive coming through, very organized, very strong. Daff with the Discord, tanks keeping Unexpected alive long enough to do that much damage, and he's already 90% on his blade.
Yeah, what was interesting that we saw earlier from AlphaSky is that they would have, the Tracer, but without the Genji. Having the Tracer and Genji together with 2 diving tanks, I mean, obviously that's how you play dive, but this is showing how dive should be done. They wait for that opening. They see the Bastion's low, and the entire team dives in and gets those kills essentially for free, one after another. And now we've got Pixel popping up, taking out Yankee, and then paying for it with their life. But that might be enough for Unexpected to walk in with the blade, and here it comes, getting a 1K. Can he make it 2? Using the D.Va to get as much damage off as possible. Getting the double slash onto the healers is Unexpected with the deflect at the end. Holy moly, Unexpected.
And he's going to try and get this DMAC too. DMAC really, really strong. Oh no, you don't want to test Yankee. He's mad, he's coming back. Devo committed there. Almost picked, actually, as she remaxed. Pixel getting in the right spot, but didn't hit the 1 clip fast enough. That's really unfortunate. Looking for the Zenyatta here. Oh, Yankee almost caught out, but the peels and heals come through. Pixel's starting to do some work there.
Yeah, Pixel's doing the right thing. Just be as annoying as possible in the backline. You get some kills, hey, that's great, but your only job is to just force the enemy's Widowmaker to turn and look at you. And when Yankee is not looking down range, she's not hitting those shots.
Yeah, but Sola picking up the mantle.
It doesn't matter because, again, you throw as many resources as you like at somebody like Yankee. And remember, you've got an entire team on the side of Voltic Esports that is top tier, super high level players. Even if you take out one of them, you still have 5 more to deal with. And the scariest thing is if you're going to send 2 resources to take out somebody like Yankee, then on point it's a 5v4 and you are not favored. So you either need to get that kill on Yankee immediately, or you just maybe shouldn't even try. I don't know how you beat somebody like Yankee. Fight's going to be initiated right away here, and unexpected, getting ready for another blade. Can he stay up long enough to use it?
Yeah, and it feels like his team's just falling. I don't know if you want to commit the blade, but are you going to get another chance? Doesn't matter.
Ooh.
You know, Yankee makes the choice for him. You can't pop that blade when you're dead.
I mean, the res does come in. Zap is alive. He does have his Transcendence here, likely to pop it to try to keep his team up, and he does, trying to capitalize on point and keep his tanks up. It is working so far, but there's no damage behind it to make it worth his while. Unexpected pulling out that blade again, getting stuck on the fidget spinner, not getting a whole lot of value. That was a perfect time for him too. Zap had just, I'm sorry, Lyra had just used, oh wait, there was no Transcendence on that. Yeah, there was a Transcendence on the defense just used. Unexpected saw that opportunity to pull out his blade, but unfortunately did not get a whole lot of value. Now we're in a situation where you've got 50 seconds left on the Sky. You're walking in as Voltic. You don't have Yankee hitting these shots like you used to. How do you really respond to this defense that really looked like it was lost at that point, but now it's looking pretty strong?
I mean, you popped 5 ults in there, so I mean, I'd hope you win if you pop 5 ults. It's going to be Voltic's best opportunity here. They're going to try and find the dive target, hopefully something that Yankee or Big tag quickly. But the pressure comes in onto Yankee. They're doing much better at not giving him these free shots. Like I said, in order to win this game, you're going to have to start putting pressure on Yankee, and they've definitely heard my cry. They're doing it very well.
Take a look at Yankee, and then you forget that the rest of the team is there, and Voltic opening up with 2 kills right away, getting the Dragon onto Pixel, unexpected taken out, and then Mixo trying to make it work for his team, but it might be a little bit too late for his team to stay alive here. Rez does come in. Some life is left on the defense here. We're in overtime. Make sure you don't step off that point.
Yeah, just the Moth left. They're going to try and clean it up. Genji gets taken out before he even gets to slice the blade that got brought out. Yankee, once again, he's going to be free here. No time to put pressure when you got to be on point.
Yeah, and the advantage, I mean, we did talk about it. There were so many ultimates used in that defense that did actually get held there. But that was a great chance for Unexpected, who was able to pull out his blade and then got a little bit stuck on the map after there was no more Transcendence left on the other side. It was a good opportunity. It just didn't really work out that way. Very heroic hold towards the end there. Got it into overtime, but at the end of the day, it is going to be 3 points going over to Voltic Esports, sporting, that double sniper, which is just frightening.
Yeah, it's such it's such a nuisance because look at the amount of resources they had to commit to zoning off Yankee. Not even killing him, just making sure that he doesn't have any value in the fight. Both Tracer and Genji the entire time were on him. The entire time. You lose your entire DPS line just trying to take out Widow, right? And Widow's not even the higher DPS source. Big Al on the Hanzo is going to have a larger DPS output at the end of the day. So we even saw at the very end there how much was committed to taking care of Yankee. It was too late. Big Al had done the work. He has the damage. He shows that there's more than just one hyper DPS carry on his team, and got 2 or 3 picks on the fights there where he was free. So same thing on the return. Double sniper is so frightening because if they're split properly and get peeled for, it just takes too many resources to do something, and then the other one's gonna be free as if you didn't dive anything at all. So really, really strong showing. That's how you're supposed to play the double sniper comp. They aren't really playing it with that new Hanzo style. They are playing it more of the sight lines, getting damage in behind the shield style. That's personally my favorite way to play, or I guess to watch double sniper. I'm unable to play it due to inaccurate arrows and shots.
Everything's possible in QP, Dancer. Never forget that. So the doors are going to be opening here. Very familiar sight. Snipers all over the place. Unexpected getting the best of Yankee on that one. Yankee quickly brought up by the res. And keep your eye on these Mercies, because that's going to be a huge deal. Remember, this is a very open area of the map, and these Mercies can be very, very vulnerable. And there's the first kill coming in on Jax. I'm not sure if the hook landed, but certainly the kill landed by Liar onto Jax. So that is pretty much a dead push here on the side of Alpha. They're going to pull out here, try to get a full regroup, and then reinitiate once their Mercy's back in the fray.
This positioning's really smart, using the building to either side and the shield in front, denying kind of the sight lines from the double sniper. Hog's going on these long flanks, but once again, Sniper's going to have a really hard time killing him. Oh, and just misses the kill.
Unlucky is the spread from that shotgun. Did not get the kill onto the enemy team, and now it looks like Mixo's out of the fight, but Pixel getting the best of Yankee. That's not something we see too often, anybody getting the best of Yankee, but Pixel's able to do it right here.
Yeah, maybe too little too late though, because this this defense still holding strong. You're gonna need more than just one pick to finish it, especially with this amount of pressure, this really good shield positioning. I think you're gonna have to start just going for the shield break here. Typically you see Hanzo just pouring his Stormbow into shield to make sure it's always broken. If you start doing that, then maybe your sniper's gonna be able to get better shots, but as for right now, it's a little bit too hard to get damage in behind the shield.
Unexpected, not able to stay alive that time after getting hooked. Yankee helping out her Hog there, but then taken out once again by Pixel. Take a look at Pixel just popping off right here.
Yeah, Pixel doing tons of work there. And I don't know if this is going to be a one-team fight, but at least you forced out the Diva Bomb, which can be pretty problematic when you're running the Orisa. You can get that bomb right in behind the shield in a good spot, zone off the sniper. So that's a good value for just a few shots into a Diva mech. Pixel really doing his work, and now he has his ult, so even more opportunities paired against Yankees. So both of these teams have full sights on each other. No sniper's going to be surprised. And the mind games, you don't want to peek. It's so scary. Both of them now lose their sights.
All right, this is going to be a fair fight. No wall hacks for either side here. Some damage being poked back and forth. Everybody's a little bit too scared to peek for good reason here.
The Dragon being used to put shield pressure on. Unfortunately, the rotation comes through. Not much happening. And it looks like AlphaSky actually was the one caught out there after they used their own Dragon. A little bit of fear of commitment. Half the team locks in, the other half stays back. And it actually creates a kind of split that Voltic really takes advantage of and made it kind of an easy win. So a little bit uncoordinated on that Dragon.
That trade though, Pixel's taking out Angelic, does die for it, but Angelic is not in this fight. Remember, that's on the defense. That is a huge problem. If there's any sort of attack that's brought in right now from AlphaSky, they're likely to win it, but they've got to move fast here.
And the hook got hit on the Mercy. The follow-up came through as well. Liar consistently on this exact same flank doing so much work, and adjustment's going to have to happen because Liar is completely holding this left side.
Goodbye, Pixel. Out of the game. The hook's going to hit you. That is, I mean, they must know at this point that Liar is on the left side, right? But it doesn't really matter because he was on the left side, and then all the kills are coming in the side for AlphaSky, responding fantastically as Spooty, getting those kills, enabling his team to have as much time as possible. It's overtime, and it looks like we're going to be going to another couple minutes here on to Junkertown.
Yeah, Liar on those flanks was getting kills, but unfortunately he was putting damage on the shield. So that way Mixo was actually able to keep his shield up, build some positioning, and walk in. Although that took so long for that attack to come through, normally you don't see a hold that long on first point. First point should basically be a given on this map. So now, time bank looking decent for Voltic, even though AlphaSky getting some picks.
Spooty with no fear whatsoever jumps into that window, taking out Big Al. So Spoody's really starting to pop off here, coming into his own, showing us what a good D.Va can do. That D.Va bomb got Pixel. That is a very scary
Big
sight.
Al hits Stormbow and then instantly gets a triple headshot on Orisa. Wow, I would not like to be a tank player against that. That is so unfortunate. Immediately, just health bar deleted. Even with her shift up, doing half damage, still gets deleted through that insane triple headshot.
D.Va bomb coming in, somehow gets a kill on Yolf, who is not able to get out of dodge fast enough. Now AlphaSky has fantastic positioning in this fight. Kill after kill coming in here. Looks like Sola is able to get a kill onto Unexpected, but it's not going to be enough. Cart's moving right now. They've got 3 on point. Not a whole lot of time left. 1 minute left in the bank.
Yeah, and you might get the opportunity to touch her, especially because only one is pushing. They're going to have to call the soft reset, but moving Cart while they do it. Pixel getting a little bit aggro, knows she can do it well. The respawns are coming in. But definitely going to be a massive defensive advantage here because Pixel's going to be able to take shots on the approach, but Yankee finds him and takes him out immediately.
What a shot by Yankee, following it up with another fantastic shot on the Mercy as Yankee. He can't be stopped. This is one of the most clutch players that we've ever seen on Horizon Overwatch, and I can't stop watching Yankee. He won't stop hitting these shots. This must be incredibly frustrating to walk into.
Yeah, gets 3 picks in that fight. 2 were the engagement picks. So right before, by Yankee being in the game, it was a 6v4. So really rough to play against that. And
that was actually disgusting.
You don't have to hit that second headshot. You don't have to, but he wants to, and so he does. And Yankee is making this game look unplayable. Like, how do you play a hero when you're always at 0 health? And Yankee just doing so much work there.
I mean, all of Voltic Esports played fantastically there. There was, I mean, Big Al was one of the biggest carries there, but man, when Yankee turns it on at the end, they're hitting nothing but headshots. I mean, that is impressive to watch. Really, really fun to watch. Let's take a look at what Sola had in store for us here.
Yeah, really strong bomb. Bomb on this map is like really hard to avoid because of that really flat payload. We saw everyone trying to duck underneath it, but it will not protect you. Cannot get helped if you put the bomb in the right spot, which is what Sola did there. So really rough, not a chance.
Take a look at Angelic's card there. I just want to bring that up. 39% of team damage was healed by Angelic. Okay, 39% is absolutely incredible just by existing in the game. Angelic removed like 39% of incoming damage. I don't think you understand how absolutely insane that is, and that doesn't even count the reses that were coming in from Angelic. So fantastic job by the Mercy there, and what an incredible match. I have my fingers crossed that we get a chance to see AlphaSky and Voltic Esports in the tournament facing head-to-head against each other, because I want to see the rematch, Dancer.
I do too, and I want to see these maps when they're played out, because typically teams will run a second backup strategy or try and do some sort of counter weird strat on the second go around. So a lot of the time you're going to see a lot more of that play on the second play around. The more interesting stuff, the more crazy stuff, the meta breaking, meta changing stuff. So I definitely do too. I would be more than happy to see this team on Sunday in one of the final matches. The grudge match coming out, AlphaSky, Voltic Esports. Thanks so much for showing up, and thanks so much for doing that much work in this game. Really making that an enjoying game to watch and to cast.
Well, congratulations and a big thank you to both AlphaSky and Voltic Esports putting on a great show for us. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching it at home, supporting our Twitch channel. If you do want to send us a little bit more support, a little bit more love, remember, hit that follow button. You'll get notified when we do go live. We're in the middle of our hype week, coming up to the end. And of course, we have that massive tournament that's coming up this weekend. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you're followed. And if you want to support the cast, help us have more of these tournaments moving forward. Help us increase that impact, bring more of this fantastic content to you. Don't forget to subscribe. It helps the stream out a lot, and everybody in the production would thank you very much for it. But for the cast, for all my good friends in production, I am Argander, alongside my good friend Dancer. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a good night.